Yeah, so he DM'd me on Instagram when I was 13. He was like, yo, I have this cool opportunity for you. You should come out to LA. And at the time, I was at 80,000 followers. That's when I was still kind of gaining this fan base. So I had 3 songs out before I signed with Epic Records. And then once I did sign, I just got in a bunch of writing sessions, kind of just doing my rounds of meeting songwriters, meeting producers, and just kind of seeing which people I vibe with and which people I want to come back and work with again. I think my manager was like, yo, you're going to be performing on the Today Show. I was like, wait, what? Are you serious? Like, I had no idea. That was at the time I was doing promotion and radio promo for my single Girls. That was at the time. So I was going to different radio stations, and then it was like, oh, Today Show.
Hi, this is Lauren Engel. Today I'm here with AJ Mitchell.
What's up?
So you're born in, how is it, Belleville?
Yeah, Belleville, Illinois.
Yeah.
It's a really small town. Yeah, the population's very small. But yeah, I lived there. So I was actually born in California.
Oh, really?
Fairfield, California. When I was 2 months old, I moved to Illinois because my parents wanted to be closer to the family. Well, my mom wanted to be closer to her family.
Oh, so she moved here originally for work to California?
So she actually lived out here because her dad was in the military, so they were always traveling. And my mom and my dad met in California.
Yeah.
They dated for like a year, then they got married, and then moved to Illinois. Yeah.
Nice.
So then, so practically I was raised in Illinois till I was about 13. And that's when I started posting videos online and covers of my original music I was writing at the time. And that's kind of what opened up the opportunity for me to come out to Los Angeles.
And what are your parents' careers? Or back then?
My dad's a nurse, travel nurse. So when we moved to California, it was easy for him to find a job out here since he was a travel nurse anyway.
Yeah.
And my mom had a business. It was called Top to Bottom Enterprises. It was like a cleaning business. You clean the ceiling or clean the floors, make them non-slip resistant or slip resistant. Yeah, so I used to go and help her out too. I remember going to like movie theaters and cleaning the tiles on the ceilings and like taking the tiles out, replacing them. So yeah.
But you grew up in a musical family though, right? So music was like a huge hobby.
Yeah,
for them.
music was a huge hobby. Growing up, my sisters were always singing, harmonizing. My dad was learning how to play the piano, and he was writing songs at the time, just as a hobby. And kind of seeing that, I was like, I kind of want to do that myself. So I hopped on the piano. I started playing I started learning how to play, learning how to write songs, and it just became something that I loved and something that I wanted to do every single day.
Was music something that your parents picked up like over time, or were they already into music, wanting to learn as a kid back then?
I think it was something that they grew into. Well, my dad mainly. My mom, she can keep a pitch, like she can keep a note, but you know, she's my dad's more of like the musical person, but he kind of picked it up in when he was like in his 20s, early 20s.
How do you describe your parents' personalities?
Ooh, my mom is definitely like the positive, happy, outgoing person. Like the other day we were walking down, the other day we were in the car driving and some guy was on his bike down the street and my mom like rolled down the window and she's like, hey John, like she knows everyone. She knows everyone. She's just the friendliest person in the whole world. My dad's a little bit quieter, but loves music, loves singing, loves writing. He plays every single day.
What kind of music was played in the house when you were growing up?
So it was a wide variety of music. My parents loved to play like Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, to Kiss, to like just so many, Bon Jovi, to just such a wide variety. But also I love to listen to like Bruno Mars, Coldplay, to Lil Wayne, Eminem, to the Beatles. Like I loved all music.
Wait, what age are your sisters?
My oldest sister's 21. My other sister's 20.
Oh, so they're all kind of the same. Did they also introduce you to different types of music? Like were you all bonding on the same music?
We always loved the same music.
Yeah. But are they thinking of doing something musical as well, or?
No, I don't think that's anything that they want to pursue as a career. I mean, my sister definitely could. She's an incredible singer. My grandpa still says she's better than me. So,
oh my god.
You know, that's out there.
But, and then what age did you realize that you had a voice? And did it like click to you immediately? They were like, wait, like I can actually do this as my career one day.
I think that started when I was around 13 when I started posting videos. That's when I realized I was like, am I good? And like I wanted to know, and so that's why I started posting videos. I wanted to see what my friends thought, what everyone was gonna say, and I got a lot of positive feedback, which was, you know, very helpful for me. I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. Like this is what I want to do. I want to keep posting videos. I want to keep releasing my music that I'm writing, just to see what people think.
What did
That's
your
how it all got started.
parents think of you putting out these YouTube videos when you were so young back then? Were they scared of like if you got negative comments or how to handle?
No, I don't think they were ever scared. They've always been super supportive of everything I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you describe your personality back then growing up?
Back then, I was definitely a wild kid. I was like the troublemaker, class clown. For sure. Like, I mean, I grew up in a small town, so there wasn't a lot to do. So we kind of had to make the best of it. So we would always like get on our bikes and go for an adventure. Like go see, like go in abandoned buildings and go to an abandoned church, go to an abandoned hotel, like just explore, like sneak into the college and play basketball in there. You know, like yeah, we were crazy kids. But I guess like when you're in a small town, it's like the only thing you can do is get in trouble.
And you were really athletic growing up, right? Like competitive in sports.
I loved sports. Baseball, basketball, football. I did track. I love volleyball. I still play out here.
Oh wow.
Volleyball. Sometimes I join league.
But you competed competitively in like 100, like sprints, right? Or
oh yeah. So for track, I did the 100, which is you run as fast as you can.
Yeah.
On the one side of the track. I did the 100. I did the 400 relay.
Oh wow.
So you run around and pass it off to another person. Keep going. And then I did the hurdles.
So you competed against other schools as well, and like wow. So you spent a lot of time like training then.
Yeah. I did a lot of time in track practice.
Did you ever?
I didn't enjoy, to be honest. I have no endurance at all. So like that's why I only did like the short runs. I did the 100. Like I'm fast, but my endurance is pretty shitty.
So in your free time, you were just doing like training or music kind of took up?
Yeah, my free time. Either training or just practicing my music and writing songs and doing all that.
Who were you watching back then for the YouTube that inspired you to do the covers?
So there was this one guy in particular. His name is Avery Wilson. I remember watching one of his videos and I was like, whoa, this guy has the craziest voice and has the craziest runs I've ever heard. And I was like, I want to be like this guy. I want to be better than this guy. And so I listened to like all his covers, all of his I just practiced all his runs he did, like everything. I was just every single day, like every time I could, I would just practice it over and over again until I got it right, until I got it down.
Where do you think you got the kind of, I guess, confidence from to realize that you could do this as a career? Because like coming from like Belleville, it's like you don't really have anyone you could talk to or musicians who are able to do it full time. Yeah,
exactly. I think I just got my inspiration from my friends, to be honest. Because my close friends, my 2 or 3 close friends knew that I was singing and they knew I was writing songs. And they were just like, yeah man, just put it out there. So I had really supportive people around me that were like, yo, you're good enough, just do it. And I'm really glad I did, because it gave me the confidence. After that I was like, you know what, I am good enough, and I'm gonna do this and put my stuff out there, because I'm not scared anymore.
What age did you start writing original music?
I was 6 years old when I wrote my first song about 2 birds falling out of a tree. One fell off and broke his knee.
Oh my gosh, that's a depressing first song.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, what rhymes with tree? Bird broke his knee. And then my mom was like, birds don't have knees. I don't know where she got that from, because I looked it up the other day.
Really?
Yeah, because I told the same story and I was like, It said birds. Do you have these? I don't think she liked the song, so she was like, birds don't have these.
How about producing your own original music though? Or like, did you work with anyone from your town who was able to do the producing?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I was working with this guy named Kevo, and this guy named Karan. They were really helping me out because I didn't know what to do, how to produce my own music, or how to even get it out there, or get it on a CD or something. And they helped me out in the beginning. They had this thing, it was called Street Dreams.
How did you meet them?
I met them when I was at the mall, because they had this area in the mall called Street Dreams. And I went in one day, I was like, oh, what is this? I saw a bunch of people singing or whatever on the wall, pictures on the wall, and I was like, oh, what is this? I went in, and they're like, you can record a song here, we'll put it on a CD, and you can take it home. I was like, oh wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
So I actually recorded I forgot what song it was, but it was a song I wrote at the time. Got it recorded, and then they were like, oh, let's stay in contact. Like, I'm a producer, we should like work on some other stuff. And actually, the first song I ever released, called Used to Be, actually originally brought that into them. They produced it. We never ended up releasing that, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So like that's produced it. That song Used to Be has been produced, I think, 5 different times that we never released. But yeah.
Well, what made you think each time that it was not the perfect one that you had in mind, that you had to like modify it?
I just think every time it was just like a piano. Like every time it was just a different piano or like a different sound, and it just wasn't. Also, I don't think I was, singing it the best way. So I think when I came out to LA, and because I wrote that song when I was 13, but I don't think I released it until I was 15. So yeah, we just got it done professionally and just put it out. Yeah.
And you're also performing a lot of local bars and stuff, right?
Yeah, I was going to bars, I was going to cafes, like performing pretty much any chance I got.
That's so cool though, because you were still so young, so you were just networking, you figured out how to get yourself out there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my mom definitely helped out with that, because I was always pretty scared, and I was very nervous to perform, especially my own songs, because I didn't know what people were gonna think. So my mom was always very supportive, like, get your keyboard, like, let's go, come on, let's,
I love that.
Yeah, no, I love my mom. She definitely, was very supportive and helped me out a lot.
Do you remember how Jake Paul found you initially?
Yeah, so he DM'd me on Instagram when I was 13. He was like, yo, I have this cool opportunity for you. You should come out to LA. And at the time, I was at 80,000 followers. That's when I was still kind of gaining this fan base. I was like going through my DMs, and I saw a verified check mark, and I never saw a verified check mark in my life. I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, what's going on? He had like 10 million followers or something. I ended up flying out, meeting them. The opportunity was really cool, which was Team 10 at the time. So I took the opportunity, but then after a couple months, it wasn't really what I wanted to pursue. I didn't want to be a social media influencer. I didn't want to make like the comedy videos. I wanted to release my music. Yeah. Release my songs, but the direction that it was headed was not something I wanted to do, not the path I wanted to choose. So I ended up leaving, and that's when like a year went by, and that's when I signed with Epic Records.
Actually, like finishing off high school, did like college cross your mind, or like what kind of plans did you have before he reached out to you?
Yeah, before he reached out, to be honest, I really didn't know. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, because I knew I always loved music, and I always wanted to do music. Either if I could, in the beginning, I just wanted to write songs. And hi, how are you guys? Good. Yeah, have a good day.
So cute. Your youngest fans.
Yeah, there they go. Hi.
Hi. They're vlogging. They're like 5.
How do they know? Anyways, that was funny. What were we talking about?
Your plans, like we're gonna go to college.
Oh yeah. So before we were rudely interrupted, so I wasn't planning to go to college, but freshman year was when I started to travel back and forth from Illinois to LA, and that's when I was like, no, I'm not gonna go to college. college. Yeah, and especially where I'm at now, I don't think if I don't, like, if nothing ever happens, I'm gonna be a songwriter for the rest of my life. Like, I'm always gonna do music. It's just there's nothing else in the world that I'd rather do.
Yeah. What was your next step though before you reached out? Like, were you just gonna like pack up and go to LA, or like how did you think would be the next part of your music career back then?
So yeah, I was just like, I'm just gonna, go out because this is a great opportunity. They could definitely help, build a following, which they did.
Oh, I meant like, had he not reached out, like what was your next plan?
Oh, okay. So if he wouldn't have reached out, I don't know. I think because we were getting approached by some managers and some people from back home, but I don't know. I maybe would have signed with someone else, and I probably, would be in a different place right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I guess I can't really say where I'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so within the year of after Jake Paul and like Epic Records, what were you just like meeting a lot of people putting out music, but you didn't even actually put out that much music in between, right? Or
yeah, so I had 3 songs out before I signed with Epic Records, and then once I did sign, I just got in a bunch of writing sessions, kind of just doing my rounds of meeting songwriters, meeting producers, and just kind of seeing which people I vibe with and which people I want to come back and work with again.
How did you meet your management?
So I met my manager through Jake Paul, actually, because they helped create Team 10 in the beginning, and they both kind of separated. I don't think, just like something happened or whatever. And about a couple months went by. He kind of saw a bunch of labels were approaching the early stages, and he's worked with labels before, and was like, I know what labels can get you in like a bad deal, and I don't want this to happen to you. I want to make sure like you're okay. You're getting a fair deal. So that's when he kind of came into my life and was like, I want to help you out. And he's been like my best friend, like a big brother to me, since that day.
How did you realize like Epic Records was the right fit? Because you're approached by so many, right?
Yeah. I think it was just the people at Epic Records. It just feels like a family. I went to all the different labels and everyone was nice. I mean, everyone was super cool, but when I was with Epic, it just felt fun. Like didn't feel like a label. It felt like family.
Yeah.
Or like friends,
Were you afraid of signing so early on because you only had a few songs out? You haven't totally figured out like your projections for your career or your style?
I don't think I was scared at all, because just like it felt right. It felt right, I didn't feel scared at all.
What was it like performing on the Today Show?
That was super cool. That was
How did you find out about it?
So I think my manager was like, "Yo, you're gonna be performing on the Today Show." I was like, "Wait, what? Are you serious?" Like I had no idea. That was at the time I was doing promotion and radio promo for my single Girls. That was at the time. So I was going to different radio stations, and then it was like, oh, Today Show.
Oh my gosh.
But actually the day before was all radio promo, and then I woke up at 3 a.m. Or actually, no, I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I had to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. to go to the Today Show, to do sound check, do all that, and then I think I waited till like 9. I was there like all day. I was pretty tired, but it was definitely worth it. for sure. It was super cool.
Actually, like, has it, I guess you kind of like pigeonholed out of like being an influencer, but did it like cross your mind that you were not like really taken seriously in music like really early on because you had this like social media influencer vibe?
Yeah, that was kind of the whole thing, was I wanted to be taken seriously, and I wanted the people to know that I'm not just doing music because all of a sudden I want to do music. Yeah. I'm doing music because this is something I've always loved. This is something I have a huge passion for, and it's just been a hobby of mine since I was a kid. And I thought people would not take that serious if I'm doing like all these videos with all that. So that's why I wanted to separate. Yeah. Be like, this is me. I'm AJ Mitchell, and I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. And I'm an artist.
Actually, with that, like after you signed to Epic Records, were they like, oh, stop doing like covers or some sort of things that you needed to cut out?
Yeah. So I mean, we still do covers every once in a while, just just to give content. And I don't think covers are like too influencer.
Yeah.
Like if you like a song, like Shawn Mendes and a bunch of artists, they always do covers as well. So I don't think that's too much. I feel like once you get on YouTube and you start, just putting out covers and like constantly, then that's when I think.
Yeah, that's true.
That crosses. But that answered your question. I totally was like, wait.
What's the inspiration behind All My Friends?
All My Friends. So that's not a song that I wrote, but I remember my A&R played it for me, and it was almost as if it was a song I would write because it's just so relatable to what's going on in my life right now.
Yeah.
All my friends are falling in love. All my friends are locking it up. All my friends are in relationships, but I'm the only one not. I'm just waiting for someone to come around or whenever it feels right.
And what was the idea for the merch? And is that something that you plan to do, like drop a single merch? I feel like that's super smart.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the single, here's the All My Friends merch, and it's like, yeah, it's like it goes together like a package. I guess.
And this year, do you think you're gonna put out a bigger project?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you gonna put out a bigger project this year?
Yeah, so hopefully I'm gonna be releasing an album in 2 months. Yeah, so
what percent done are you?
Like 90%.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need 2 more songs and the album's complete.
Oh.
Yeah, which I'm super excited about because it's not just here's another single. Here's another single. It's like here's a big body of work, 10 or 11 songs on it. Like I've spent maybe a year and a half on like this is all my work. Here you go.
What's the inspiration behind the album?
So this album's kind of like I'm growing up, I'm maturing. All these newer songs are kind of like growing up with me, if that makes sense. As my older songs, the Hopeful EP and like all my older songs, it's more of when I was younger. So now it's like this new song is like, here I am, I'm 18, I'm maturing, and I can talk about things that I couldn't before.
Yeah. How do you say you've grown as a person compared to when you were younger?
Wow, yeah, I've changed a lot. I've changed a lot. And also definitely being around my manager, being around, the people he's around, and just surrounding myself with good people. I've learned so much about life. I've learned so much about, just life and just, what's actually really important is being surrounded by good people, keeping your circles small, and just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say have been your biggest challenges so far in your life?
One was definitely coming out to LA, without my family and without my friends, leaving all my friends behind. That was definitely hard in the beginning. Yeah.
What does love mean to you?
Love means, for me, that you're always there for that person, no matter what. Like, if you're in a situation where you need them, they'll be like, yeah, I'll get up and I'll do it. I'll go get you. Like, if I need you, I'm gonna go and get you. Like, that's something.
Last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for, that'd be cliche, but like I want to be known as one of the best singers, best songwriters, best musicians. Like, I want to be the greatest.
Yeah, I love this. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
No, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
See you.